As hunters, we never stop thinking about the next season, the next hunt. We spend every off season preparing for the upcoming season, the following hunt. Then opening day comes. As Mother Nature comes to life, you hear the distinct gobble on the roost and realize nothing gets you more excited and pumped as the first gobble on opening day. He's close, your setup is right. Here we go. Game on.
Can you see around the end of that brush? As soon as they come around that. Can you see around through there? You see them? No, can you see around the end of that brush? Yes, and that turkey's already halfway here. I can't see the left of them. Right. Well, I can a little bit. So the next one come around that right hand side of the brush. Up to my left, going towards the top of the hill. You see them? Yeah, they're going up towards the top of the hill. In range? We're going this way. In range? No, I can't see them because it's circle around. Am I good to shoot that direction? Yeah. They're up about that last big tree. Last time I could see. You see? No. Well, here we are. It's May 2nd. We're in southern Ohio. It's the second week of turkey season in Ohio, and I just harvested my second bird of the year. We started out the morning on the ridge across the holler, went in on top to listen for birds. We're standing there waiting on it to break daylight, and I got Brian Copus behind the camera. He sees one of the gobblers at about 40 yards on the roost. So we just crawl down, kind of get behind a tree, get down to where we can get set up. He starts gobbling. Then the bird to our right, which is wide open from us, the hen starts gobbling. You can see him plain as day. So Brian was videoing the bird in front of us, and I was videoing the bird to our right with a Tacticam. And they gobbled quite a bit on the roost. They flew down, went around to our right, and just kept working away from us. They split up, and one went away quicker than the other, but they still worked away from us. So we were sitting there, you know, the birds like to come through there, so we're sitting there listening, and the birds on this ridge fire up and start gobbling like crazy, and we listened to them for a half an hour, 45 minutes probably. So we decided to come down and climb this mountain and get on top of it. We get up there and they gobble, and they're already in the pasture, so we get in the edge of it, set a decoy up, and we can't see. So we crawl out to a tree with some briars around it, out in the pasture, but there's still a lot of briars and stuff around us. Brian made a couple calls, the birds gobbled, and then I knew you could hear them the next time they gobbled. I could hear the rattle in them, they were getting close. I seen them at about, I guess, 50 yards, cutting up to our left. They went up on top of the knob in the pasture above us and looked down towards us, and we didn't have much cover at all. They picked one of us out. But the first bird came a little higher than this bird, and he went over the hill. This bird came around and gave a peek, and when he turned to walk away, his head came out from behind the briars, and I was able to get a shot at that point, and you can see the rest. So it's another good bird. I'm happy. It's been a great year. Still 2 weeks left, 2.5 weeks left. So maybe I'll get some good footage behind the camera since I'm the dedicated cameraman now. So, but it was a good hunt. I want to thank Brian for running the camera for me again today. And we're going to get out of here. It's starting to get hot. It's supposed to be in the mid-80s today. So we're going to get out of here and see what we can do.
Brian Copus and Ryan Bartley are back out in the southern Ohio woods again, chasing turkeys. Ryan's already tagged out for the year. Brian has one, but we didn't get it on film. If there's one thing these two are good at, it's getting on birds. Now it's Brian's turn behind the gun, Ryan running the camera. Let's see if they can carry on the same type of success they've had the first few weeks of the season. Knowing these two, they're going to have their pick of birds.
here we are in Southern Ohio. This is May the 3rd. We're in the second week, towards the end of the second week of Ohio turkey season. We've heard a tremendous amount of birds. A lot of them's been on different properties where we couldn't get to, or just to gobble a little bit on roost, and then get enough to set up on them, and then they shut up for a couple hours and then hit it again. So patience is going to pay off a lot this year. That's the way it's did. The older I get, the more patient I get. They're a little weird acting, but there's plenty of birds. Not hearing a whole lot of shots to where other people haven't got friends that's killed a few here and there, so they're harvesting some birds, but they're a little odd, but that's all right. We like it. It gives us an opportunity to think about it the rest of the day after we get on one and set up a plan for the next morning. Usually they fail, but you never know. But this is the third day I've been on this bird. Come in here late 3 days ago and got on him, and he did a slip round on me. Come in yesterday and walked right in on him on roost today. Didn't spook. I don't know how. The one started putting, and we just kind of slipped back and sat down, and they gobbled good, but when they flew down, it sounded to me like there was another bird down under the hill that flew down with them, so I think they traveled pretty fast when they hit the ground. But this morning, come in, set up, he was roosting in the same spot, kind of had a place picked out from yesterday when we walked out. Set the decoys out, everything. Just barely called to him was on roost, and he shut up for a minute, and I turned on the Tacticam because I figured he was on the ground. Next thing I knew, I heard him gobble on the ground, and he came pretty fast. He went up to my left and then swung around, and he got within about 20 yards, 15, 20 yards, but he might have silhouetted me the way I was sitting against a tree, and he kind of spooked. Well, he did spook, and he went back, and he stopped about 25, 30 yards, so I took the shot, and I connected. So here we are, and just thank Ryan Bartley for running the camera this morning for me. And this is my second bird. The first bird, it was a little short, quick hunt, and we didn't even have a camera. So I just want to thank him for running the camera and spending the time with me.
Well, like I said, Copus and Bartley, lights out when it comes to turkeys. Year in and year out, never fails. These guys are really good in the turkey woods. Their skills complement one another. They really work great together. I want to thank everybody for tuning into this episode and continuing to tune in week in and week out. And invite your friends. As our following grows, the episodes are just going to get better and better. We've got a great group of guys here at Main Beam Outdoors. It's not a company. We pride ourselves on being a team, more like a family than anything. I've known a lot of these guys for quite a few years, some for a lifetime. We do a lot of things other than what you see on film together, but just about everything we do, we film. So we want to be part of your family. Thank you for bringing us into your household, watching our shows, following us on social media, our YouTube channels, things of that nature. What you will always see from us is real, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You will see every hunt as it happened, how it happened. No high fences, no scripts, no canned hunts, caged hunts. We don't do it. This season we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Some awesome turkey footage as we've started to show you. Some amazing deer footage. We've got a couple of deer coming out in this season's episodes that are absolute studs. Ryan killed a stud, Tom killed a stud, Mark killed an absolute beast. But you'll see all that in upcoming episodes. We're going to have some waterfowl footage, some walleye footage from Lake Erie, John, Mark, Tom, they're constantly on Erie slaying walleye. So it's not going to be just a turkey and a deer this season. We're going to attempt to bring you some hog footage too. We're actually going to go in a couple of days and try to obtain some of that. So once again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Quality will improve as we go along. You're new at this. You stick with us and we're going to entertain you for as long as we possibly can. Appreciate it. Everybody have a safe weekend, safe work week. Remember, take a kid and expose them to the outdoors. They are the generation of what we do. They need to save it. For most of us, it's a lifestyle, not a sport, not a pastime. Get these kids involved. Keep our heritage going strong. Until next week, see ya. Have a good one.
Hey, you ready to get some birds?
Huh? You ready to go hunt some birds? You ready? Let's go. Hunt them up. Come on. Go hunt them up.
Boys and girls, we're here at Jerry's Archery in Ocala, Florida. We're just passing through because we're on our way to Dayton.
Well, here we are with the recovery of my buck I just shot just a couple minutes ago. He's a mainframe 8, but I'll tell you what he is. He's a stud. He's a big-bodied son of a gun. He carries big mass. I mean big mass. I'm pleased with him. I am pleased. That's a heck of a Southern Ohio 8-point right there, and I'm happy with him. I'll take him every year. Oh man, he's a good one. Man, I like his character. He's a good one, ain't no doubt. Look at the neck on that critter. He definitely a good deer. Now I want to thank Jay again behind the camera. November 12th, this is a great day, a great day. We're going to get started on the hard work and get him out of here.
Did a nice recovery, thanks to Scott. Went about 40 yards from where I hit him initially this morning. Just one heck of a nice big Southern Ohio white-tailed deer. Look at the mass. Not real big as far as width, but the height and the mass just totally makes up for it. He's even got some kickers in the back coming off here. Got some fresh tree bark he's been out here rubbing this morning. I'm happy with this deer. This deer means more to me than any deer I've ever taken because of the property I'm hunting and the people who are out here with me and let me do this. I was raised around this area about a half mile from this property. Always admired it, always loved it, and always wanted to hunt here. Lucky enough that the good friends I have down here granted me that access and gave me a chance to take a deer that means more to me than any deer I've ever taken.